Mate, I smell. Just think about something serious, okay?
Grandmas.
Grandmas. Good morning. Our audience is teenage based because our actors are teenagers, if that makes sense. They are teenagers and it's sort of revolving around the world of technology and how it's come across teenagers nowadays and how it's sort of scaring teenagers because of the creepy like people out there. Like in our film, the old guy uploading photos of girls dead.
Great guy. Great guy.
Great lad. There is a good looking girl which attracts the teenage
She attracted me.
male. And an attractive male actor as well.
He's pretty hot.
He's a pretty hot guy.
He's bench like what, 180?
That's what you get in the fucking gym. Oh yeah, his bench is 180.
So, anything else? Anything else you can say?
Yeah, I suppose like, we think that it would be strange, well we think that older people about 40 years old wouldn't really enjoy the film. They wouldn't really enjoy it at all. They'd find it a bit too teenagery, I suppose. It wouldn't be in their interest. They'd enjoy the jump scares, I suppose, and then that kind of fun side of it, but they wouldn't enjoy the actual concept of basing the film around teenagers.
I think we focus mainly on like the young audience as we are young ourselves, and you know, it's just kind of like what we decided as a group would be the right thing to do. And we also put quite key elements in it as well, which would attract a younger audience, such as like multiple jump scares, and like horror masks, like clothing, which would be attractive to young audience. We also showed a younger audience the film, and they really liked it. So that kind of backed up our conclusion that the younger audience would be the way forward for us. Obviously as young filmmakers and actors, we just wanted to kind of make a film that would be relatable for our own kind of age group, 15 and over, as that was our age restrictions. So we wanted to make it as interesting as the other horror films, such as what like Strangers, Paranormal Activity, you know, those kind of scary films that the young audiences really like. And I think we're pretty successful in that way. But yeah, I'd say let's say our target audience for our media piece would be 15 and over to maybe 21s, because you know it's just a young thing, you know, it's young people. Yeah, so target audience, younger people, fabulous.
We presented the girl as a sort of normal girl character, no special or differences. She's just a normal teenager who dresses normally. We only did that because it's the opening scene of the film and they get killed off really quickly, so we didn't want to make them really appealing to the audience straight away.
For instance, in the Scream 4 films, the victims within that also like refer quite a lot to our film. The
guy, you know, holds a social group of like a stereotypical, you know, lad. He's one of the boys, one of the gang. Going to know, he wears his Vans, he wears his black hoodies. He likes to have a bit of bant with the girl, you know, when he slaps him.
He's quite ordinary, isn't he?
Yeah, yeah.
In fact, we didn't include a parental figure, kind of shows how easy it is that these events can take place without an adult being aware of the situation. And the cultural background and the social class and status of the people kind of fall within the bracket of a middle class British home family. The kind of reality and the believability of a piece of kind of backed up the mundane nature and kind of the family environment of which it's set is all pretty basic and quite normal, what you would expect from a middle class typical home. We think this will kind of suit and interest a lot of different audiences, as many find it difficult to kind of tolerate unbelievable story plots and stuff, and kind of the realistic side of our story. It can happen in society and in actual life.
Yeah, and that establishing shot is a good way to start off a film. Before kind of this project, I didn't really know how to like use different camera angles, so I learned about different like close-ups, medium shots, how to focus on people in the film.
I learned about using the mic as, you know, as a technology. I learned that the different things you can add to it to make it sound better, more professional, such as the windshielder, you know, to keep the wind out of it. I also learnt about the distances you can hold it away from you so that it's not distorted, so it sounds like, you know, perfectly right. How the mic can be transferred onto a boom pole as well.
I found that lighting was really important. It created the mood for the thing. If it was darker, it's more sinister, kind of the evil. If it was lighter, it kind of showed the innocence. And we used that to our strength within the film. For example, the opening, we use quite kind of darker lighting to show the mysterious kind of nature of the beginning bit of the opening sequence. I also learned that you can use lighting to create effects within the scene as well. For example, we created the camera flash in the last part of our sequence using the light, where we turned it on and off really quickly and had it quite close to her face as well.
In editing, I learned that quick cutting is really important in the opening scene, because it grabs the audience in and keeps them really interested. We don't want to keep a long time on one shot. We want to keep it as interesting as possible and get as many shots as we can in the opening scene. Learned that colour correction is very, very important in presenting what kind of genre you're trying to present to the audience. Such as the horror, we use the bluey purple colours, and it would be different to use yellow colours because that would present it as a comedy sort of thing, or a bit of a lighter film than a horror.
I think as a group we tried a lot of new things, didn't we, that we weren't like particularly comfortable with using, but now, you know, as you know, progressed as a group we are.
And then how like each aspect of the technology kind of affects the other in editing. You change the sound, it will change like the sequence, where the shots are, and what the sound's going on.
Yeah, it's like those small little things that you can add in like mystery, tension, all this kind of stuff, and like, no, I didn't know that before I started filming this.
I think sound is quite like important as well, like technology-wise. It creates
like with the heartbeat,
drama,
for example. The heartbeat really puts a big effect.
Camera flash as well on the screen.
So, what do you think, what, bro?
Yeah, especially the sound effects. Sound effects and music is probably the most important thing of film.
It's quite difficult to come up with to find that uncopyrighted music, wasn't it?
It was, yeah, we found a royalty-free site.
Yeah, with new technology these days, it's easier to kind of get them online rather than make the sound yourself, in some instance.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it was good. It was fabulous.
Absolutely fabulous.
Spectacular.
So we decided to use like a stereotypical kind of idea of like a girl wearing trackies and kind of like casual clothes, colours as well. So like red and white kind of shows like horror, like blood, blood and things like that.
And it also like very relevant to our target audience, so attracting similar age bracket to us, what we kind of wear, teenage audience really. We also, the theme of our opening sequence concerns like new technology, so obviously laptops and the consequences of them, which we all thought was quite relevant to our generation, kind of the whole involvement in texting, laptops, Facebook, it all has consequences, which Henry is going to talk about.
Yeah, well, we drawing the more the younger kind of audience, we thought about the more current affairs that are happening. So like the way that, you know, social network like brings in, you know, paedophiles, murderers, but they always disguise themselves. So we thought, you know, as it's for a teenage audience, like obviously that's quite a big thing in teenage life, is like, you know, talking to the wrong people. So, you know, we kind of sent out like a message with our film, which, you know, then again draws in the audience because they're young and they want to know these sexual deviants.
For a horror theme, we went for the blues and purpley colours, so sort of darker colours for the opening of our scene, to grab in the audience straight away, I suppose. Sort of make it, and give them a hint that it's a horror movie. We're about to watch a horror movie right now. You know, and yeah, that's the colours we did for editing, and we made sure the shots are nice and quick, and we kept it exciting as much as possible so the audience would keep watching it. What else we did was create a DVD cover.
A few DVD covers?
Yeah, a few DVDs, a few ideas.
Also, like a DVD cover is kind of what initially draws in the audience. So kind of first impressions are quite big, so ideas are like blood, smoke,
we don't smoke in this. Sorry.
Lighters. They're all kind of relevant to kind of our age bracket, and along obviously with the theme of our movie and the costume and current events, they all kind of influenced and attracted our audience. So yeah.
Hello again. I mean, it was emotional. You know, we're allowed to work as a team, like working with these guys are great team, like we worked well, we got it done, we got what we wanted to do, we came to a conclusion, it worked. You know, I learned a lot of things, like wasn't much of an editor from the start. You know, I learned that from a good man called Thomas Mockridge, guru of the filming world. You know, I learned all about technologies such as like the boom poles. Yeah, it was a good little product, the boom pole. Yeah. Yeah, like loads of like more background to filming things, like what the hidden message is. Like, there's always a hidden message. Socially, it's like the social background, the way that when we were thinking about creating the film, we thought about like issues in the world such as like child prostitution. I guess like the background of things like the distribution companies, and the way that like what these companies look for in films, like what might benefit them as well as benefit themselves, because you know. It's a harsh world out there, I'll tell that now. What else would you say there is? It kind of like, we created our own film called, you know, Underground Productions.
It's Underground Pictures.
But like, when having a filming team, like, everyone has to take responsibilities on, such as like, learning to edit, and like, getting groups together, like giving up spare time to have these like progression groups to see how we can like do different things to our films, and, like little bits of research, a little bit of interviews, which is always fun. But yeah, it was different, and I love doing it. Might have made my youth actually, back in the day. Back in the day.